is one of the baddest guys in professional wrestling. And I don't mean that lightly. I mean that seriously. Like if you see this man in the ring, you would know that it's game time. It's go time every time he steps in the ring. He's had opportunities with MLW, Ring of Honor. He is one of the baddest bad kaijus, okay, in the land. He is the big bad kaiju.
Oh man,
Welcome.
What up? What up,
Oshay.
boys? Yo, what up, fellas? Man, I appreciate you having me, man. This is a lot of fun, man. I've been really hyped for this.
Yo, we
oh man.
appreciate you being here, man, for real.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's it's always humbling to get like invitations to do these things, man. I my take on wrestling's real like sometimes skewed a little bit. So like, but I nerd out for this stuff all the time, man. So anytime I get to be around like-minded individuals, I'm like, yo, it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, man. We like skewed views. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Absolutely, man. Well, let's go ahead and keep this thing off. When I first came on, I was like, yeah, I knew you were royalty, man. So I don't know whether to bow. I don't know whether to say, just get on my knees. And
Man, I tell people, Tom, man, hey, just give me good, just dap me out one time, like we're good. That's all I need. That's all I
yeah,
need.
oh, Shay, pull my head. Yeah,
Yeah, just
straight
dap
up.
me up.
Let's go ahead and get into it, man. I ask this question to everyone that comes on the show. It's always different every time, but I want to get some insight to O'Shea Edwards. So, O'Shea, when did you fall in love with wrestling?
Oh boy, it's been a love hate relationship for a while. I first found wrestling when I was like 8 years old. I found it in New York, watching the old it was like MSN or something like that, but it's like old main events on Saturday night. So I'll watch those. I'm originally from New York, but I lived in Georgia with my mom. Like when I went to school, so like there was no WWF in Atlanta at the time. That's how old I am. It was just WCW. Like that was it. And that's all you're gonna get. Georgia's, way it was. So it's like, hey, you ain't gonna watch that crap in my house. Like, yes, ma'am, no problems, whatever. But when I went to New York, though, I'll be watching that wrestling as much as I could. Um, and it throughout the years, like I just kind of, I kind of fell out of it for a little bit. But it wasn't until like I finally got into it, like I started wrestling for real, where I started to become a little bit more than a fan. I've always loved wrestling. I love the creativity of wrestling. I love how beautiful it can be. It can also be very ugly as well. But when it's done correctly, and when I say correctly, I use that term very subjectively. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you said you were kind of restricted from watching wrestling. Did you grow up in like a Christian household? Was it like
Yeah.
certain? Okay.
So, yeah. So I come from a family of preachers.
Okay.
So my grandfather was a preacher. One of my uncles was a preacher. My family, my mother's side of my family, they're very religious. Not to the point where they're just like by the book, but they're deeply spiritual side of my family. I'm always respect that, and I always always have that. I kind of went my own way. And I'm like, hey, that's cool. Just let me do me. You just assume you taught me well enough where I won't tread in your name. We'll be fine. But it's still a deep part of who I am and all that good stuff. As an adult, I'm just like, that was stupid. It was whatever. But back then I was like, yo, man, I ain't got time for this, man. What are we doing? It's Sunday, football's on. Why are we still here?
All right. Do you feel called to the altar since most of your family is already behind the pulpit?
Uh, no, no.
No.
Um, because of how I grew up in the church, I've seen the ugly side of church,
Mm.
and I'm like, mm-mm, I don't want no part of that. But it is one of the reasons why I'm pretty good in front of a camera, from a microphone. Like I have very good public speaking skills. I come from a family of literally public speakers, so like it's nothing for me.
What was your transition like from New York to Georgia? And what part of New York were you from?
I was born in Mount Vernon. Mount
Okay.
Vernon, money
Okay.
money making Mount Vernon.
Money
Uh,
making Mount Vernon.
Money
Yeah.
making Mount Vernon. Hometown. I can say this with a fact. Hometown of Denzel Washington. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just
Just drop
saying.
the facts. You know what
I'm
I'm
just
saying?
saying. Mount Vernon produces hits. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I'm just saying, boys. I'm just saying. Um,